welcome. If this is your very first time to be here, kindly go ahead and click in below and subscribe to this channel, and you will find a host of other videos talking about personal development, finance and investment in Kenya and even in the world over. And if this is your second or third time to be in this channel, kindly like this video and let's continue sharing this knowledge that God has given us free of charge. Welcome back. My name is Gishure Rungu. Today, we discuss about something that happened just recently, like last week, and that was the issuance of the infrastructure bond by the government of Kenya for they were seeking to raise money to fund their infrastructure through what is called the treasury bond. I've spoken about treasury bonds here before and why it is interesting to invest in this particular financial asset, because I think it is something that we can actually use to grow our wealth. The government of Kenya has not been known to default on its obligations or debts. It has been known to pay its debts in time. Welcome. My name is Gishure Rungu. Now, in a bid to raise a whopping 60 billion Kenya shillings, the government of Kenya issued what is known as the infrastructure bond, June 2023, which had a tenure of 7 years, or it has a tenure of 7 years. And what has surprised many people is the fact that this bond has been oversubscribed. Actually, let me give you some statistics. So the due date for the bond is titled IFB 1/2023/07, meaning it's for 7 years and it's an infrastructure bond issued in 2023. So the due date will be in June 2030. And the target that they had was 60 billion Kenya shillings, to raise 60 billion Kenya shilling. Now, the total bids received, watch this, the total bids received by the central bank as at the closure of this issuance of the bond was 220.5 billion Kenya shillings. See, they were seeking to raise 60. They got bids worth 220.5 billion Kenya shillings. That is a performance rate of 367.53%, as in they have exceeded performance in terms of this particular bond. Now, they accepted bids worth 213.3 billion. What it simply means is that the government was seeking to raise 60 billion. It raised actually 213.3 billion Kenya shillings. How is that? Actually, the government just got a boost. You can call it like a vitamin boost against the cash crunch that we've had in the current government. Now, the coupon rate repayment was also something that was not expected. The coupon rate is a whopping 15.853%. It is the highest coupon rate we've had so far since the beginning of this regime started in power. It is the highest. It shows that they really valued the investments that Kenyans and other people, foreigners, were making in purchase of this particular bond. Now, this is an oversubscription of about 3.6 times. It's about 3.6 times expected. I think the last time we had this kind of an oversubscription was when Safaricom was issuing their shares. I think that is the only time we ever had that kind of a subscription of anything, any kind of money-raising venture that governments and corporates do. So I sat back and wondered, so why did this happen despite the fact that at this particular moment, we are all fighting or discussing the finance bill and the budget in this country. Why did we have this kind of an oversubscription? Is there something that the investors know that some of us don't know? Whereas the previous bonds have just performed just minimally, just 100% and all that. This one is 300 end. And I sat back and I did some research, and in my opinion, this is why this particular bond was oversubscribed. Number one, of course, it is a tax-free bond. It's an infrastructure bond, which is usually not taxed, or whatever you get in terms of investment or return on investment is not taxed. So, of course, it's a very good investment for very many people because they avoid the tax component to that. Number two, the high yield. Already, speculation had already been that it is going to fetch about between 14% and more. But it went ahead and fetched 15.8%. So that high yield informed a lot of people to go and buy the bonds. Number three is the investor confidence. It actually shows that a lot of investors, because these bonds are not just subscribed by Kenyans, they are subscribed by very many, even foreigners, even people who are not even living in this country. They buy such kind of bonds. It shows that they have confidence in what the current government is doing, and they have confidence in what the Treasury and the CBK are doing. That's why they can confidently put in their 20 million, 20 billion, 1,000 shillings, whichever amount it is that they were putting in. That is what it shows. Investor confidence. This is a boost of confidence to the current president, let me tell you, and the current government. However way we may look at it, it's a very big boost. It shows that there is a lot of people who have confidence in whatever fiscal policies that the government is putting in place to take care of the economy of Kenya. It actually sends clear signs of positive sign of the country's economy. So despite what we are going through, the country's economy is looking up in the future. And the investors can see that. If somebody is willing to put down their 1 billion shillings, or is willing to put down their 20 million shilling, or is willing to put down their 50,000 Kenya shillings in such a bond, it means that they have confidence that they are going to get back their money with the return on investment in there. Number four, and one of the things that has been very interesting, is the accessibility of this bond. Previously, many Kenyans didn't know even how to buy bonds. So bond purchase had been a preserve of a few people who understood how bonds operate. But information is out there now. You're just walking into a commercial bank and you're able to buy a bond, and you're able to finance your own government in whatever infrastructure they want to develop. So there's a lot of accessibility is easy. Even opening of the CDS account has just been as easy. So, I mean, it is a good thing. It's a good thing. Number five, I think, is the low risk that is the Kenyan government in terms of investment. So previously, the Kenyan government has never been known to default on any of its public debt or foreign debt. That means when the investors sit down and they do the analysis and see for the last 60 years or whichever number of years we've been independent and we have issued bonds and bills and all those government financial infrastructures, we have never defaulted as a country, and the government has never defaulted. It is not about to start. So unless something catastrophic happens, this is a sure bet that you get back your money. That is number five, the low risk involved in government bonds and investing in your own government. Number six is the information availability, like what we are doing right now. There has been a lot of information about on how to invest in this country and in different ways. And one of the things that has been pushed out, or people have discovered, is that I can actually invest in government bonds and make some lucrative return. So there's a lot of information, and I dare say that Kenyans have become of age investment-wise, they are now able to look at things differently. They're not just thinking about Buroti Maguta Magota or just thinking about putting up a flat or anything. They're thinking of other alternative ways that we can invest and still get the return on investment. And even, in fact, bonds are easy. You invest and you just sit back and your money makes money for you. Number 7 and the last one is the short tenor of the bond. So the bond is a 7-year bond. It means you will get return on investment and after 7 years. Oh, sorry. You will receive your returns every 6 months for the next 7 years. And then in the 7th year, you get back your money. Why is this important? This is important because it is easier for me to invest where I know I'll get back my money in 7 years vis-a-vis investing where I know I'll get my money back after 17 years. So the shorter the period, the better. And if it's the shorter the period, and if the period is shorter and the return on investment is high, this is a perfect investment for someone. So those are my 7 reasons why I think the infrastructure bond for 2023 June was oversubscribed. Of course, there could be others. These are just my opinion. So if you have any other reasons why you think this happened, please feel free to comment, to put your comment below, and I'll do my best to reply to those comments or even learn more from you, my dear family members of the Gishure YouTube channel. Otherwise, that was my time. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button and share these videos. Let's keep discussing about this country, where we can invest, what we can do, and how we can better develop ourselves. Otherwise, that was my time for today. See you later. God bless you.